There we go. Let's see how we did. It was okay. Nothing to write home about. All right, here's my group. I shot one before that iteration, just going for speed, and I'm not sure where it was, but those are my rounds. That's about 15 yards. Had a couple out here as I was just recovering, walking it back in. But he's dead. Hey guys, got a full day of classes here at Telluric Group, and I came in special early to give you guys some tips on how to mount a carbine. So I plan on giving little tidbits for you guys over time, but this is how to mount a carbine, or at least how I like to. So first off, what I like to do is ask whoever I have in front of me, whatever students, to give me kind of a fighting stance. Maybe they don't have one, but they may give you some type of fighting stance right in here. Great, fighting stance. If they don't have a fighting stance, but they have some pistol background, I'm like, give me a pistol stance. So I'll have them draw a pistol and point it straight ahead. We're all clear, nobody's here. Telluric's closed right now. So I've just got cleared out guns, and I'm not pointing them at you because you're not here. So anyway, I'll have them either point a pistol, give me a pistol stance, and I'll just do open hands, pistol stance, ready, present, and they'll present out. I'm like, now don't you move, whether it's this or it's a fighting stance. I'll say, don't move. And what I'm looking for is I want their body to square off toward a target. So now, as they're presented in a pistol, I'll open up their hands. I'm like, don't you move. And then I'll grab the rifle, and I'll basically guide it in to this already set platform, stick it in the pocket of their shoulder, and close their hands around it like so. That's how I want to mount a rifle. And it's very congruent with whether I've got my normal fighting stance, my pistol stance, shotgun, knife fighting stance, rifle stance. My body all looks similar. My hips and shoulders are squared off toward the threat. I have a little bit of an aggressive posture, leaning forward, not like the flexi squat or anything else like that, but a posture that looks like I'm out for blood, right? So I'm poised forward, ready in an aggressive stance. What I'll usually see with folks when they're trying to rock a rifle is anybody who has, I don't know, it's kind of our natural default. We'll take a rifle and we'll kick one shoulder way back like this in a old hunting style method right here. You see it? Now this can be great for accuracy. But it's terrible for accuracy with speed under stress. And that's how you're always going to be shooting in any defensive scenario. So doing something like this, and you can see as a rifle recoils, all the recoil goes where? Goes in my shoulder, right? Pushing backwards. That's not good for recovery of the rifle, meaning this rifle is just kind of kicking me all over the place. So instead, turning the rifle inboard right here, allowing my shoulder to now kind of squeeze the rifle in this way, allows my entire body to now act as somewhat of a shock absorber all the way down through my leg, so I can be nice and into this gun, right? So that's what I'm looking for my platform. I want shoulders generally facing toward the target. This is also natural. If you got body armor, it's going to now use your plates rather than turn them sideways, and it's also really good for mobility. We don't move at a bladed angle. We don't move like this, running or walking or otherwise. This is our natural movement. We're just hips and shoulders squared off toward a target, right? So I want to mirror that, especially for running. Imagine you're down behind cover, and all of a sudden you have to get up and go. Your hips forward, and you need to be able to mount a rifle during that entire process. Cool? So I need hips, shoulders, all facing toward a target in an aggressive posturing with my shoulders kicked forward, squeezing that rifle, helping hold it in place so the rifle's not owning me. I am owning this rifle, and it becomes a part of me, an extension of me. And that's what I'm looking to accomplish with my carbine. Cool? So let's kind of go over more of the biomechanics. All that's basically to say, face your target more so. If you got a little bit of a bend, that's going to be natural just by nature of putting one hand farther out and having one closer in. All right, next thing, I want the top of the buttstock here to be basically right up here with the top of my trap, right here. So it's not way over so that the recoil is pushing over my shoulder. I also don't want it way far down like this. This is what I more commonly see. So now my shoulder's way above it right here. And this is bad because now for me to be able to get a sight picture, I've got to shrug this shoulder way up, dip this head way down just to get a sight picture. And a lot of times you're trying to get in a sight picture real quickly, and you're way down low. You can't get in there, and you got to do this big shrug, and it just doesn't work well for efficiency. As now I'm not just moving my head to my rifle, but my rifle to my head, and having to do some ad hoc manipulations with shoulder shrugs, and it's just nice and ugly. So I want the top of the buttstock about level with my trap up here. Also, if you're standing up really vertically, you see this big V that opens up. That's bad, and so if I get a little bit more aggressive into it, it flattens out now against my body, and that's what I want, a nice flat surface. Having a little bit of rubber texture right here is going to really help it stick. Now, when I say pocket of the shoulder, if you take your arm and just go ahead and face me, take your right arm, if you're right-handed, and present it straight out, and you should be able to feel a muscle right here. There's the muscle. The pocket of the shoulder is right beside that muscle, right where the kind of shelf of the muscle falls off. That right there is the pocket. It's far more inboard than you thought. You don't put the rifle on the shoulder. You put it inside the shoulder in the pocket of the shoulder. Right there. Perfect. Beautiful. Right there. That's great. Cool. Like that. All right, next let's deal with the grip, and we'll deal with the pressures first, and then I'll deal with the placement of the hands. I want to be able to, I'm not really trying to hold the rifle up in space. Instead, I'm trying to pull the rifle back into me. And you don't want to be like a day one jiu-jitsu student that's squeezing everything as hard as they can. It's just fatiguing you. And also it adds a little bit of a tremor. And I see this all the time with pistol. When somebody presents and I see this business out here, it's because they're Vulcan death gripping the gun. And you need to chill out, man. It doesn't take that much pressure to grip the gun. Gripping the gun just keeps your hand on the gun. It's not even keeping it from jumping up and down, managing recoil. That's elbows and shoulders. Chill out, relax. When we rock our carbines, I want enough pressures backwards so that I can hold it by pinning it back against me like this, and I can switch hands like this. So each way, it's got enough. Back in the military, we heard about, okay, you're supposed to do 30% here, 70% here, however you want to think about it. But I am really, this is the magic behind keeping my platform intact, is this hand pulling back and this shoulder pushing forward to kind of squeeze in. So it's doing this. Here's my shoulder and my support hand, my lead hand, pushing back and sandwiching in here. And a lot of the power comes from here. Cool. I'll also have something that I can get a little traction with, a vertical foregrip or a hand stop, something I can kind of pull back a little bit on that gives me a little bit of oomph right here. For placement of the hand, there's a lot of different theories out there, and I've got an earlier video that's talking about one of the cons that I'll bring up. I'll provide a link to it. But one is if I want a lot of control, meaning being able to manage that rise of the muzzle that kicks off by pushing my hand as far out as I can really help mitigate a lot of that muzzle rise, and by being farther out, I can really drive the rifle very effectively on target. The only real downside, or one of the downsides to this, by mounting my hand way far out with more of a straight arm right here, is that this muscle right here will fatigue very, very quickly. So if you've got a competitive shooting stage, it's not that long, you can rock this way all the time, all day long. If you're a dude who may have to be clearing buildings or rooms for 10 minutes or 5, 6, 8 hours. You can't do that. What you'll end up doing is you'll rest this arm on your body armor, you'll put this arm right here, and you'll end up clearing rooms like this because you're so fatigued you can't hold your rifle up anymore. And that's like some of like, oh, it's a terrible platform. Well, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. But that's a real thing that we have to factor into our grip is just natural fatigue. I've had a real big guy, and you'll see it in this video I provide a link to, strong dude, and after 2 minutes of doing this, he's already shaking. You could barely do it anymore. So what I'll do also, so I can kind of have the benefits of the control by an extended support hand grip right here, I'll pull this back, so now I'm using a little bit of bicep, a little bit of my lat, and my shoulder right here, all to kind of keep it up right here. And so you see this bend, it's certainly not a 90-degree bend right here, but I've got a bend in it and it's pulling in, right? So that's what I'll do. It's about midway back and it's right here with my control, so I can do my infrared night vision laser or I can do my white light as well. So right here. Cool. All right, Warrior Poets, thanks so much for staying tuned. Please share this with somebody else. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Train hard, train smart. See ya.